Nice. I was gonna say maybe I'll just go fight against myself for a bit. I need practice with all the decks that I have. Wow, a good starting hand for once. For going second too. I'll keep all of this actually. Ooh, it's Liberation Eldora. I don't know what the Eldora Liberation Division guy does though. That's gonna be a bit of a problem. Alright, what? Yikes. I have actually gotten a favorite already in Sash. But of course, I'm still in a honeymoon phase where I'm still trying to try out all sorts of things. Try to find a favorite. The format is incredibly diverse and well balanced for the most part. There are still objectively bad ways to make decks, of course, and a whole lot of spells in Signy are essentially just filler with how weak they are, for the most part, pretty much. But even those still occasionally get their time to shine because of all the deck building restrictions. Honestly, I like how creative and thoughtful the deck building process is, but like, man, they don't want people playing draft of this. I mean, let's look at the sets. First ever set, red doping. How do you make a fun draft with this? Yeah, I'm playing against myself, like the lonely person I am. Speaking of Sash, I guess we'll go play Sash. My favorite variant, the one with Alpha, of course.
That all you can do to protect yourself is become too powerful to be hurt back. Number 28. Kara was initially buried in a coffin in Asgore's basement. There's an empty coffin labeled with their name and new home, yet Toriel seems to have taken the corpse in the divorce and, by Flowey's assumption, buried them underneath the golden flowers. Asgore can't have shit, I guess. This entry is based purely on Flowey's dialogue at the end of the genocide route, where he assumes that Kara, after being reburied in the ruins, just popped out of the ground one day alive and well. There is literally no explanation for Kara's rebirth ever posed. Popular fanon assumes that in reality, Frisk falling on top of Kara's grave must have caused their ghost to wake up and latch onto their body, but how exactly this works is completely unexplained by the game's lore. I'll get into the metaphorical aspect in just a second, but I'm just going to establish that, literally, it's not explained. It'll never be explained. And that's Living Kara Facts concluded. I mean, that wasn't too bad so far. Kind of ambiguous and esoteric, but nothing confusing or contradictory. What were we fussing about? This'll be easy. Kara's name is canonically beamed into retroactive existence by the player of Undertale during the initial character naming screen. Flowey thinks he woke up Kara's spirit by calling their name, but the idea of us calling them in the naming screen is, if not directly diegetic, symbolically emphasized enough that I believe we are meant to see that as the catalyst for their reappearance. Like, they call themselves the demon that comes when people call its name. They put a whole lot of emphasis on the idea that this name is almost a summoning spell that instantly calls upon their spirit.
That was a terrible idea.
But the name that has this calling power is just whatever you type in at the beginning of the game. There's nothing tying this character to the name Kara inside the actual text. If you do happen to choose the name Kara on the first screen, text will remark it as the true name. But Kara is just the abbreviation that the code uses to mean character. Kara's sprites are named True Kara in the game's files, so that being the true name can be seen as it being the name they are referred to in the code that is the fabric of their reality, or the fact that it acknowledges their true identity as a character. Yet Kara isn't really a truer name than anything else strictly in universe. Any name you type into this screen will, in your iteration of the game, become the name that has the power to call them. Canonically, their name is whatever the fuck you made up. Nothing in the text says that the fact you chose this name is canon, but they do say it in quotes at the end of Geno as if they know it isn't a real name. And there's the fact that there is dialogue on the initial naming screen, like, who's saying that? Is that diegetic? Is the naming screen in Undertale canon? I don't fucking know. Looks like we have finally reached the metaphor part of their lore. Number 30. A power of either Frisk's or the players woke Kara up from death at the beginning of the game. Their consciousness post-death is in some shape or form present inside the main human starting from the beginning of the story. Whether or not this is the case is a contentious topic, and I was ready to devote a lot of time to this point, if not for the handy snippet of Kara's post-genocide monologue where they say, "At first, I was so confused. Our plan had failed, hadn't it? Why was I brought back to life? You. With your guidance, I realized the purpose of my reincarnation." They describe a period of time where they were presumably conscious in the human body before you showed any hints of doing the monster mash, present enough and for long enough to be confused as to why they were, quote, brought back to life, and then presumably convinced by your actions to pursue power. Kara's name will show up on your save points, on the menu as the subject of your stats, and in the battle UI in any instance where a choice can be made in it, i.e. any time except the new home monsters or Flowey's exposition dump, during Undyne's chases if prompted to dodge inside the box, and during the first encounter with Flowey. Kara's name continues to head your menu even after Frisk's name is revealed, never once questioning the attribution of the human stats to Kara. Despite this, the human soul we control and the iconic determination that allows us to save and load are not attributed to Kara, meaning you, the player, have the ultimate say over those things. This is according to their post-Geno speech. So Kara's place as the stand-in for us on all menu-level material is not meant to imply that we are always playing them, as several of the biggest elements of our presence are presumably unrelated to them. The flashback from Kara's point of view of Asgore's monologue will appear anytime you die, except to any Flowey Asriel variants or in some instances to Sans, and I'll come back to this one because it's really fucking weird. If you finish the fight with Toriel, go back into Toriel's house and go to sleep on your bed, this flashback will show up as a dream. On all routes, 34, the protagonist and narration regularly exhibit knowledge and behavior referencing of or only known by Kara. Many are well-known examples. The narration states that if the human lies down in the new home bed, they may not ever get up. Kara confirms in the Geno route that it was their deathbed. The dirty jokes they tell Washua either and only describe a kid who slept in the soil, 2 kids who play in a muddy flower garden, or a kid who ate pie with their bare hands. All imagery clearly associated with Kara. Number 35. On a pacifist route, Flowey will begin to recognize you as Kara and treat you as such only after defeating his Omega form and going through the entire True Lab. You could argue that he came to this conclusion after fighting the human and seeing their save file with Kara's name on it. Overall, Flowey and Asriel don't show much consistency about when they do and don't recognize you as Kara. It's a very whenever I don't want to be mad at you kind of thing. And 36. The player finally experiences the full flashback of Asriel and Kara during the end of True Pacifist while, quote, saving everyone's souls. Okay, rewriting this in light of Toby Fox's 10th anniversary livestream comment.
Now there is one person left to save. Chara.
This scene is super hard to parse out literally, but I'll try my hand. Frisk has spent the entire fight reminding the lost souls of a specific memory they shared together, with enough reminders bringing them back to their senses and, quote, saving them. Then, quote, it seems there is still one person left that needs to be saved. But who? Suddenly, you realize. You reach out and call their name. Huh? What are you doing? And then an immediate flashback cutscene of Asriel and Kara meeting and becoming friends. Obviously, neither Frisk nor us have experienced it, so this isn't our memory, this is either Asriel's or Kara's. The flashback starts on a single straight shot of Kara, alone, fallen down, and then Asriel finding them. This seems to frame the scene as being from their perspective, as if someone else is experiencing Kara's memories of Asriel rather than Asriel's of Kara. Then it's back to the fight, where you now select Asriel Dreamer to save, and he'll go, what did you do? What is this feeling? What's happening to me? This looks, at first glance, like Frisk experienced a memory from Kara's POV, and is now able to save Asriel by beaming him with the memory. Frisk has been experiencing their flashbacks all along, so the idea of getting a Deus Ex Kara POV here is perfectly precedented, and goes along with the logic of each character needing to be reminded of their relationships. But in light of this Toby comment that Kara was the last person needed to save, I mean, looking back through it checks out. The last person is only labeled someone else, and you reach out and call their name to save them. We've established that as Kara's summoning ritual, and then a memory comes flooding back from their POV. Characters don't fully get memories rushing back until they are saved, and this flashback sequence does not save Asriel. He needs convincing and for you to click the button several more times. So this very much could have been intended to be Frisk saving the unnamed human in order to save Asriel. Weirdly enough, I feel like this Word of God confirmation kind of made me more confused. I mean, what does saving Kara mean in this context? There isn't anything to indicate that the Kara presence inside Frisk ever goes away in this scene, and nothing changes after the flashback to imply them coming back? How does the presumably soulless tag-along Kara even get affected by the soul-wiping done here? As it stands, saving Kara just equals getting Kara flashbacks again, which aren't consistent enough to feel the loss of? I don't know. Classic UT deep lore ambiguity. Anyway, here's more of it. After the game's True Pacifist ending, the speech Flowey gives asking the human not to reset and let Frisk live their life is addressed to Kara. Flowey gently reassures them that everything is fine after saving the world, tells them not to use the power to reset the world that they were apparently fighting to stop, telling them to leave Frisk alone to have their happy ending. This is a crazy bombshell from Flowey, who is supposed to have just definitively learned that Kara is no longer alive, now talking as if he knows for certain that they have been around the entire time and are ultimately behind the decision to save and reset. It's well established that the determination that allows us to do the resetting Flowey is talking about is not Kara's, they say it's our power. Obviously, the main thing that's going to register on a playthrough is the meta aspect. The Flowey will use you, the player's name, when asking you not to reset. You're supposed to think he's talking beyond the screen. I think here's a good place to remind ourselves that, as detailed as the game is, ultimately, Toby didn't write a game just for us to make a wiki about it. A lot of these moments don't make sense literally, simply because there are instances when writing where how a detail is going to register to a player in the moment has to be prioritized over making the moment perfectly nitpick resistant. I don't want to accidentally imply that it's bad writing or something for moments like these to not track purely information-wise. Like, who am I kidding? This is one of the most iconic indie game moments, like, in the past 10 years. It's because of how good this game is that looking into stuff like this too deeply is fun.
I forgot to
Clarifying
play.
that I say none of this is
Whatever, it
deride the
wasn't a
game,
good
this
moment.
isn't CinemaSins. 37. On a full-fledged genocide route, checking the mirror in Toriel's house will have the narrator state, "It's me, Kara." Just straight up in white text. This is the cue that the story uses to introduce Kara as a present force in the genocide route, and to attribute first-person narration that does not appear in Pacifist to them. Checking the kitchen also gets us the new line, "Where are the knives?" 38. Starting in the ruins, Flowey will recognize you as Kara only on a full-fledged genocide route. You aren't really human, are you? No, you're empty inside, just like me. In fact, you're Kara, right? We're still inseparable after all these years. Listen, I have a plan to become all-powerful, even more powerful than you and your stolen soul. Let's destroy everything in this wretched world. Only after killing every monster in the area, as well as Toriel, will Flowey accuse you of being Kara this early. While he does criticize you for killing Toriel, calling you out for any sadistic combination of resetting multiple times to kill her, none of it convinces him that you are Kara, except if you kill literally everyone else too. He also draws attention to your stolen soul. I guess that's him reinforcing that the Red Soul isn't controlled by Kara. 39. Starting in Snowdin on a full genocide route, Kara's spirit will tell you how many monsters you have left to kill in each area. In Snowdin, they will encourage you to go after, quote, that comedian, being Snowdrake, not Sans. If you don't get him, they say, the comedian got away, failure, and the route is aborted. They can stop you in Waterfall with strongly felt one left, shouldn't proceed yet. Their behavior on this route is differentiated as being noticeably uncanny and confusing by other characters, even aside from all the murder. They don't react to Sans' whoopee cushion trick, nor emote at all, and their behavior immediately strikes him as completely unhuman. They step right through Papyrus's puzzles, and turn away from Monster Kid with a noticeably weird expression that scares them. Kara's narration will cut in to replace the quirky dialogue with simple, annoyed urging to get to the point, and even non-easily Kara-attributed narration is affected, becoming less lively. Checking Papyrus gives you forgettable, Monster Kid looks like free EXP, and they're introduced with the ominous.
Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't have level
my
1.
way. Checking Glad Duck
I wasted
gets wipe that smile off your face. By the time New Home
If I at the
is
very
all
least
examination descriptions
targeted a level 1
simple,
for my energy.
Stovetop. My bad. I've read this already. Nothing useful. The real knife gives you, here we are, in about time. The human concretely contained in Kara has absolutely zero patience for fucking around. The only snippets of personality peeking through are, as mentioned earlier, the looking for chocolate, the sweater, and just the fact that they are very clearly just mumbling all of this to themselves under their breath. 44. Seeing the family photo causes the red text often used for their dialogue to abruptly trail off, suggesting seeing it stopped them in their tracks. You
I fucked up. Oh, tits. Right. Nothing from the field, huh? Where the hell's my angel lady person? Why is it just Magellan? Wait, do I have a guard? I do, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot about this guy. Yep, we win. Ain't that fucking crazy? I feel like more level 1s is a bit warranted. Exia, that's your name. Honestly, another thing this deck is lacking is ways to cycle through the deck. That's like the biggest issue right now. All I have is Ultra Superheroes for that. I could consider putting in Get Bible. Other than that, there's Azalea. Azalea's defenses leave much to be desired, however. Maybe Alpha isn't the best. Although I guess alternatively, I could play Rose Doll or whatever it's called. Yeah, this is the black version of all those other things that just completely stop the opponent from attacking with all their Signy. I need to play way more blacks. And besides, Alpha kinda isn't worth it unless I'm playing this. The other level 1 ability is underwhelming. Both of Alpha's things are. Who else do we play instead? I think Rill might be a good choice to keep. Carnival does have that weird thing of putting things onto the field. Yeah, fielding things is a little risky until late game though. Much better to just draw them. This ability is so good though. It can be used offensively or defensively. I guess this means we can keep Alpha. Jealousy. We don't need removal. What the hell? Photorealistic. Carnival. Scary. Who the hell's Lalaru? I assume we're going first. So that's 5 cards. We draw. Rush the 1 after Mulligan. And then 7 more. What's 34 minus 7? I'm still bad with the number 7. 27. And then we're searching for. I guess this you can't really use this to do that kind of probability testing. Uh, I don't know. Mm, I don't know. I don't know how you could calculate for something like this. Let's just test it out. I'll go Mugen. What's with the Grand Prix Mugen? Get Bibble. Wow, this is real. This is pretty standard. I guess it's not playing the black thingy, and it's also yeah, it's not playing the thingy that gives shadow. I'll play with this variant. Why not? This is about as good of a going first hand as we could ask for. Does kinda suck that we don't have any guards to start off with. Let's go. Right, this guy. Yeah, I should have went with Shadow. Change of plans. Your whole hand is gone. That's my Man, what a fucking slog. Man, I absolutely hate that this is automatic. Only lasts until the next end phase, my bad. Ah, wait, shit. Fuck. Right, I should have just downed it. Whatever. Right, I believe Mugen loses this. Woof. Why are you choosing to go first? Come on, don't be like that. Okay, that was awesome, actually. I almost lost that. One good life burst was all it really took. Unfortunately, Mugen does not have a lot of super impactful life burst cards like that. The more impactful the life burst, the worse the effect usually is on field. It's Thermsang again. Let's load up another starter deck against them. Never mind, they're fighting somebody else. Right, last match of the day. I don't agree with wanting to go first, but what do I know? They're playing something where going first is really beneficial for them. But yeah, going second is so good in this game. Setting up a board turn 1 feels so bad. Wait, what? Okay, I was lied to. What are they playing new? Look at this, I may as well have not placed any of these Signy on the field. Well, I got them to spend Enter. Sucks. Oh no, wait. Honestly, I was thinking about it. I thought that was a bad idea. Theoretically, I could have just not attacked, but like, yeah, there's always the inner charge phase. It's only really worth doing that if they have 0 enter and they're going to try to get, and they're already level 2, trying to get to level 3. I don't have Recollect 5 yet. Sucks. Nice, and they needed to discard. Oh no, wait, I'm thinking somebody else does. And now they limit upper. They were saving it, since they knew I was a big fan of getting rid of all their shit. I like how this guy's just gonna stay here forever, it seems. I'd just charge this at this point, man. They skipped their charge. How do you keep drawing this? Softies are gonna be removed from the game, I suppose. Fantastic hand, honestly. Oh, I get rid of my Lyric deck as well. I fucking forgot. Should have at least used one more of them. That usually never comes up, because usually your opponent's fighting hard enough. That really means his Reget Bible's gonna be a little bad. Did they rage quit? Yeah, they rage quitted. I can't blame them. Mugen is really fucking annoying. It forces you to be patient, but card gamers really don't have patience. Sincerely, a Yu-Gi-Oh player. Sucks. Who the hell's this? Turn 12, we know who's winning at this point. Although again, Mugen is such that it's really impossible to kill her quickly. You have no choice but to play to her. It's just remember, but they're using the alt art. Alright. I wanted to play Remember, but the best way to play her right now is with the fucking blue archive cards. I don't want to do that. I've already made my distaste for the blue archive cards clear. What the fuck? Neo-Baroque defense. To be fair, both of them are benefiting a lot, although removing something from the field every turn is a lot better than getting an extra card every turn. Yeah, Yasha's cooked. This is shadow for white and blue. I feel like if you're gonna play Ushi Oni, you should just try to play every colored defense that you can. Otherwise, try making a meta call, which is hard to do in a game that's seemingly always so ridiculously diverse. This is only gonna be good in a very specific tier 0 format. Don't get me wrong, it's good as is, but I can't help but feel like anyone playing Ushi Oni on Mugen is straight up fucking cheating. The Remember deck is playing blue and white, and what do they have? Blue and white. Yeah, that's the problem here. You finally get to a point where Mugen's defenses are finally down, but she can also just start attacking without remorse. At this point, you can set up as hard of a defense as you want. It doesn't matter. For the mere cost of 1, they can just break through it. So unless you can constantly get your guard up, you're taking 2 damage every turn. Mugen's ridiculous. I want Mugen as an assist rig. I think that'd be a really interesting design. Like, how would you do something like that? Anyway, the game's fucking over. That's a lot of abilities. That's hilarious. I just draw that, yeah. They lost all the way back in turn 14, aka the moment I started watching the match. Am I gonna be the toxic stunt player? I still want a mostly main sash when it comes to it. Is that a metal pipe? What's she doing with that metal pipe? Why are there so many alt arts for her? I mean, supply caters to demand for games like for card games. So, am I actually the minority? Do people actually like Mugen? No, that's a cute dress. Dude, look at this. This is ridiculous. They don't have the URR. Sad. I guess you're mostly playing this so you can search rather than for the defensive utility, because you're not gonna draw level 1 most of the time. Hmm. Yeah, honestly, I can't come up with any changes. This is already a pretty nasty deck as is. A year old and still kicking. If this were Yu-Gi-Oh! Re-Get Bible would be fucking banned by now, so the deck's unplayable or some bullshit right like that. Too inconsistent. Oh, Gas is going first. I'm playing Minecraft. I forgot about my face cam.